Okay, today we have an author and a podcast host all the way from Atlanta, Fredrick Beaty. And
Oh,
we,
that's awesome.
okay.
Awesome. Well, before we get our guests on, let's stop and talk a little bit about different things right now. We're gonna start off with our first thing today, which is our real estate person.
Oh my, I want to buy a house.
All right, now, y'all, it's time for the real estate queen, Margaret Green.
Hello, everyone. I just want to give you a little bit of a real estate nugget for today. One thing I wanted to make clear that buying can be a smooth process and it doesn't have to be an event. The one thing I want to just leave with everyone is to very first thing you want to make sure that you do is get credit ready. So when you get ready to buy, you don't have to wonder if you can get approved. Get credit ready, reduce debt, pay bills on time, and last but not least, keep your debt to income ratio below 30%. So you won't have any delays in getting that purchase, that dream home you want, or that investment property you want to get. And that's my gold nugget for the day for real estate.
Awesome. Okay, so what are we coming up to next? Let's see who's next on the list here.
Serious, boo? Are you really wearing that to the party? Oh my goodness. We need to call my boy, Michael Hurt, to talk to you about fashion, baby.
It's just-
Oh my God, who is that guy? Who is that guy you just showed? No, fashion tips. I want to be really quick here. I want to get more into not so much what's hot and what's not hot. I'm going to get a little fashion etiquette / tips. And I just jotted down a few things. Buckle up. Y'all ready? On your marks,
Yep.
get set. All right. First thing I want to say is to the men, stop dressing like a boy. Stop dressing
Mm,
like a boy. Graphic tees are dope in the right context. But if you're meeting this young lady for the first time, you got a graphic tee on. I don't care who you got on the back of it, who is by Versace, West, whoever. No, that's a no. Second thing I want to talk about, and this has been going on forever. I never understood this, and I'm not going to understand it. Either pick a belt or some suspenders. Don't wear both. That's not cool. Don't wear both. I mean, I know it's kind of cool, but don't wear both. Third, every man should have these suits in his closet: black suit, a navy suit, and a charcoal suit.
yep.
Capiche? Done. Don't get no more complicated than that. Build on that. Okay. And also, when it comes to shoes, all you need is a black pair and a brown pair. Done. Don't make it no harder than that. Always keep a fresh fit on ready, on
Mhm.
pop. Here's what I mean: casual or business. You might be out on a Saturday afternoon. Somebody say, hey, I want you to come to this dinner party. I need you to meet this dude. I think this dude would promote your career. You need to be able to go home, jump in the shower, done. Click the heels, whatever you're going to do. Other thing I want to talk about is stop being cheap on your shoes, man. And this is for women too.
Oh yeah.
Stop being cheap on your shoes, okay? What I'm saying is stop it.
I'm squeaking.
I'm
I,
going to
you know,
Payless and get me some shoes. You don't
you know
mind, do
what?
you?
You know,
You want
you
them
know what,
plastic
Laura?
or what?
People like to talk about credit scores. I want to talk about corn scores. I've never had a corn. You understand what I'm saying? No corns. No corns. So Payless is cool, but I'm just saying, go and drop some money. Go and get you some shoes. Leather is skin. It breathes. Take care of it. It breathes. If it's breathing, your corn is breathing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Um,
true. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I had corns.
No, no.
Tiny shoes do that to you, baby.
I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I grew up with, and I'm not going to rat anybody out. I grew up with family members that had corns, and I'm like, okay, so what are you doing wrong? And my dad said, "Boy, don't ever skip on your shoes." And I'm like, okay, Dad, I want. So
in
the other thing I
our
want to say
household,
is,
that was something different, though. In my household, it was something different. I got my sister's shoes when they were too small for her. So hey, I ain't had no choice but to have corn.
when I was really young, I got my brother's hand-me-downs. When I got older, I was like handing over. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that. So what I'm saying, here's another thing. I love neckties. I had on one today. Wear a necktie just for the heck of it. This is for you two ladies.
Wear a necktie?
Yeah, wear a necktie. Just get up on a Saturday morning, throw on a nice shirt, button down, wear a necktie, go get some coffee. Just feel good about it. See, this is what I tell people. Fashion is not about really what you're wearing. It's how you wear it and how you feel when you wear it.
Right.
That's real talk. And that goes for males and females. Neckties. Let me talk about that. Okay. Do not, men, when you wear a necktie, my father taught me how to tie a tie. He taught me how to tie the half Windsor. He wore a full Windsor. I never could get that. But what I'm saying, the half Windsor, you tie it, and the point of how the necktie comes like that. That point should touch the top of your belt. If it's past that, you're a clown.
Okay. Okay.
I'm serious. I'm serious. You look like it's sloppy. That is, and I'm old school, so a lot of this has an old school spin, but the old school is the best school. What else did I put down here? Okay. Here's another thing.
Okay.
My dad taught me this, and I got to get this guy props. He I'm 13, 14. He bought me, he had 3 different suits, and he was like, boy, you don't ever wear your your suit coat with a pair of jeans. You don't ever bust your suit up. If your suit is navy and you want to wear some navy slacks with a sports coat, you need to go buy some navy slacks. You never bust your suit coat up. Your suit. You never bust that up. Because what he explained to me, he said, what you're going to do is you're going to wear it uneven. It's going to be off. It has to be clean more than the jacket. Very true. See, that's old stuff. I ain't worried about what's happening. I'm not worried about what's happening in Florence and on the walkway and all of that, and all of that. You need to get the basics down, and we can get there. Right. And this other thing I want to say, since we're on that, this is a perfect transition. Don't worry about what they're wearing in New York. Don't worry. Wear what works for you and be fresh. Stay fresh. If you're fresh, you never have to get ready to be fresh.
Right.
That's all I got.
Right. Okay. Good. Like cool. Now y'all know what time it is, babies, right? All right. Let's get it going to the next person. All right, people. I had to give him a clap for that because I really thought that was really good information. All right.
Did you hear? It's time for celebrity gossip. Let's bring on Shawnita J.
All right, Shawnita J. You got it.
Okay. The windows. Okay, my bad. Sorry, y'all. Well. Let's see. So much is going on in the news, but I'm only going to share a few. So, everybody knows about what happened with the Kardashian, the other one, the one that always gets cheated on. Oh, Khloe, that one. So, that that one guy, he did it again, but are we surprised? I mean,
no. Exactly.
Did we?
Are you surprised?
No,
okay.
I'm not. She's trying to keep that keeping the same baby daddy thing going, but he just wanted to spread the fruits of his labor all over the place, apparently.
Not the fruits of his labor.
He was prolific.
Yeah, he was just, he was just
doing what God told him to do: be fruitful and multiply.
I guess so, but
he better be ready to pay that child support.
Oh, because he gonna pay that child
No, no,
support.
no, no. It's called Chow Sup. Who's this? Chow Sup.
So, but all the stuff. I really do hope they come out and apologize to Jordan Woods because let's see, I think he played victim, if I recall. I stopped watching that show a while ago just because they definitely was trying to get the bag. I'm mad, go ahead and do y'all thing, but let it go, Chloe. Just find another man, or just let it go.
Well, she gonna trade him up for another basketball player anyway. That's what they do.
That is, but
That's what
they know who they gonna get pregnant by. That is calculated, clearly.
Ursula said nope. She ain't gonna let him go.
She probably won't. She gonna have a gathering with all of his little chillins.
Oh man. Okay.
Anyhow, moving on. I know everybody's talking about Antonio Brown and him leaving the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah.
How y'all feeling about that?
Is that the guy that walked off the basketball court in the middle of the game?
Took his jersey off.
And
He
threw
sure
it off.
did.
Oh, okay.
And he just had to be a brother. That really made me mad when I saw that.
No, but it's backstory now. Let's get into
what
it.
happened?
Okay. Give him iced tea.
So basically, he was injured, and they were trying to make him still go out there and further injure himself. And as you know, people who play football are one of the highest rated people to be injured versus any other
Sport.
You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to keep his legacy going by continuing to play, but he can't play if he's not well. It's like going out there and they'll further damage you and but anyway, they didn't care. So they're like, okay, so what time you gonna be in tomorrow? He's like, I'm not performing if I'm not okay. Mm-hmm. So he quit. Am I mad? Absolutely not. Would you do the same thing?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Lisa Michelle said, she said greetings, first of all, and she said he was a football field. He was on the football field. That's what she said. She said he was on the football field.
Yeah, it's football.
Football. He played football. He's a football player for the he was a football player for that particular franchise. But I don't think that's the end of the road for him. He's a good player. So
I don't think it's the end of the road, but I do want to say this, and this is funny, so I'm going to try not to laugh. It's not funny, but so I'm going to try not to laugh. A lot of these guys been playing they've been playing JFL football since they was like 8.5 years old. They've been getting hit in the head. You've been a linebacker since you was 9. By the time you get 20, it's your gray matter got some bruises on it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they just snap. You know what? I'm hot. Just get naked on the field.
Let's go.
Don't take it out.
It's me.
Is that the same guy that was high-fiving some little kid and stuff? He was doing this little dance as he was leaving out of there. And then he said he did it slow motions to the little kid.
Want to make sure the little kid was going to high five him back. That's why.
No, kid was holding his hand out for the high five.
Okay.
And he did it in slow motions.
What I'm saying is everybody likes to talk about boxers, and that's true. Boxers get it. They get it really bad. The football players get popped.
Yeah, they get hurt. They get hit hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like the first time I went on a football field and I tried out for football, I got hit. I crawled off the field.
I knew it was something wrong with you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew something was wrong with you. You got hit in the head a couple of times.
I got in the shower before everybody came and I left. You know what I'm saying? So
that wasn't for you.
He was like, that's all right. No.
Hey.
You gonna hit me one time and I'm out.
Yeah, me too. The first time you hear me, I'm ready to fight. I'm gonna be ready to fight, so I ain't gonna play no tackle.
Yeah, I'm straight.
You know,
do it again.
You know how I was when I was a kid. You hit me one time, I'm ready to fight now. So I don't wanna play no games.
Yeah. And you ain't coming to my birthday party.
Yeah. So Shawnita, does that?
I have one more story.
Okay, go ahead.
Interesting enough, there is a show on Netflix. It's 2 shows. They're by the same, production company. One is Sunset, Selling Sunset, and the other one is Selling Tampa. So the Selling Tampa is a predominantly Black real estate firm. As a matter of fact, the owner is actually Ocho Cinco's fiance. The other show is, predominantly white crowd, but they're based out in California. They sell, $1 million homes, all the good jazz. Anyway, I always would talk to my boyfriend about one of the girls on the Selling Sunset because she would always have like the long hair, weaves, long nails, all this different things like that. But us as Black women, when we do the exact same thing, it's deemed ghetto, ratchet, so on and so forth. Anyhow, moving on. The two shows, once they have their drama, both of them do. The other one, it's because I did check out the Selling Tampa just to see, what is the big deal as far as, why is this one not selling as much homes? Because someone made a comment online. One of, as a matter of fact, it was DJ Envy, just saying how they weren't selling homes on the Selling Tampa versus the Selling Sunset. And he's disappointed because, again, that's a predominantly Black show. But as I watched it, the professionalism there, unfortunately, it just wasn't, the way that the woman was that owns the company, the brokerage, she kind of was like, she did some cutbacks, but didn't notify the team, and you messing with people's money, you kind of...
You get yourself killed.
Yeah, so you can't fault them for feeling some type of way. And so that brings me to my question. When is it okay to jump ship?
In what?
Oh, from a TV show?
Or just from a job in general?
I mean, I think it depends on the context and what the what the grievance is.
The reason for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like somebody playing with your money. So the other background is the same girl who started with this woman. She's also a broker too now. So she's getting ready to possibly start her own firm, but she didn't start, thinking that way until the whole cuts without telling people thing happened and so on and so forth. So she's then too trying to recruit some of the, people from where she was starting. But
she thinking this is what you don't do. It is her mindset. This is what I will not do when I start my own firm. That's pretty much.
Yeah, that's funny because that's exactly what my hairstylist said. I love her concept though. She said that because she worked in a salon for all those years and she's seen how the all the salons worked and how they would pile all these people on the schedule at the same time, and you got all these people sitting in there. They mad now, and I know I used to get mad when I used to go to the hairdresser. I used to get angry because I'm like, okay. You told me to be here at 9 o'clock, and it's here at 12 o'clock, and I'm still sitting here.
And then you got 3 more people walk in.
Right. So I love that the fact that my hairstylist, Adodo, that's her name, and she doesn't do that. What she does is you got an appointment at 1 o'clock. That's when she's gonna see you at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
She's not gonna.
My hairdresser does.
Right. She's not gonna have all these different people and all that stuff coming. Everybody coming in at the same time. She's not gonna have. And this was before COVID. I know a lot of people say, "Oh well, that's because COVID." No, she was doing this before COVID. Every time when she scheduled an appointment with me at 1 o'clock, it was 1 o'clock when I got in that seat.
And another thing, don't be eating while you doing my hair.
Yeah. So
that's another reason why I didn't like hair salons when you just walk in, when you can walk into a salon, because sometimes they'll be right in the middle of doing your hair and be trying to eat while they doing your hair. My hairdresser, she do the same thing where it's by appointment only. When I go over there to get my hair done, it's just me and her, and I like that because she focused directly on me. And that's from
what I've been told, what happens
went to the barber.
Yeah, well,
When you
they clean it up,
they get that one little.
I've been told that what they'll do, they'll overbook, and then they get you in there and get you to the shampoo person.
Yeah.
You wet, you ain't leaving.
You're
That's
not
it.
leaving. That's
That
exactly
happened to me
that's how
before.
they do it. That's
That's bull
exactly
crap,
how they
man.
One
do it.
one
always
lady
talk
I
about.
went to, she based my hair for a perm. She based my hair. She had a person under the dryer. She had a person at the shampoo bowl. She had two people waiting on her. I said to myself, I wish I had went on ahead and walked out, but I didn't. But that was the first and last time she did my hair, though. First and
But
last
I'm
time
gonna
she
tell you
did my
something.
hair.
If you ever walk out when you wet, that's what I call it. Walking while wet.
Wow,
She
right.
know you
Yeah.
ain't never coming back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
my services are done here.
Let me read a couple of these things on the side here. It said, Ursula said, wonderful to see sisters doing when it is no longer serving you. I don't understand that question, but okay.
Oh, probably based on what we were saying. When is it okay to jump
Russell
ship?
shift. Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
then Michelle said, Michael said, that sounds like a personal, what she said, personal decision though. It's okay to jump ship whenever you start feeling as if you will have to be concerned about your bank account and bills. I think I
I'm
do too.
sure.
I agree with you on that one.
That's right.
Yeah, because
No,
if the money's
loyalty
funny, it's
at that
time to
point.
runny.
Yeah, it ain't
Yeah.
time
And
to play that
Say
loyalty
that
game at that
again.
point.
Say that again. If the money
If
is
the money's
Right.
funny, it's time to runny. It's like,
exactly.
Right.
See?
you playing with my money, I'm gone. I'm out.
You know, and that's why I don't think. I mean, I don't care who you are, what industry you're in, what sector you're in. You gotta have. I don't want to say an ace in the hole, but you gotta keep enhancing your hustle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
you
to.
gotta
Because that
always
don't
have
stop.
you
Yeah.
always
That
gotta
don't
have
stop.
that
You
other
got to, man.
Yeah.
that extra that what they call it, your side hustle, something else
Right, 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 right.
other than just
Mhm.
that.
Okay.
And sometimes,
So
sometimes your side hustle will become
Well,
your
that's
your
the
job.
reason why they changing the game in the banking industry. With
yeah.
because of the cash apps, so many people with the side hustles was using their cash apps, and so a lot of taxes was not getting collected from side hustles. So the
Yeah.
banking industry now, they actually take taxes out of money that you put in the bank now.
Yeah. Lisa Michaels also said dentists and doctor's office overbook regularly also. Seems like they base it on the possibilities of folks showing up. So
That's true
that's
because
true.
I worked in that field,
Yeah.
and there's plenty of
Yep.
people that will schedule appointment, had a whole 10 kids family on the book, and
Hmm.
then no call, no show, and you've
Okay.
missed 2 hours worth of possible bodies to fill those seats.
Okay. So you through with
Would you?
your celebrity
I am.
feed? All right. So we must jump on to
All
the
right.
next group. Okay, so y'all, as y'all know, my girl Ursula is not here today, but it's okay. She know I got this, and she know I'm gonna do my thing. Let's see where we at here, baby. Mm-hmm. So,
Babies? Ooh, child. Guess what's going on, babies?
Like the glasses.
Y'all know it's time for Laura Simmons and Ursula D. Allen, baby. They finna tell us what's going on.
mm-mm. Well, now, so as y'all know, Ursula isn't here. So that means y'all gonna have to give me y'all feed. All right. So now my thing is I'm gonna talk about marriage, but before I get to that part, I want to start off with Megan Good and Devon Franklin, y'all. So what do
Yeah.
y'all think about that? Okay, so they've been married for 9 years and now they
Mhm.
calling it quits. Okay,
Mm.
I'm a little I'm a little iffy about it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he filed the papers. He filed the papers, and and the reason why I'm saying that I'm a little iffy about it because he's the man. He's a man of the cloth. So did he let the peer pressure get to him, and that's the reason why he's doing this, or what? Because I mean, I mean, that's just kind of funny to me. Then I seen this video of him on YouTube, and they show him with these fake
Crying.
tears.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what the crap? I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because it was
Right.
fake tears to me.
Yeah. Because
You
who
gotta
takes a
take
picture when
picture.
you crying?
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah, it's
You
like
know,
And it was just like this. It was like,
I love me
Yeah,
some Megan
I
Good.
didn't
So
see that.
for
I
one
don't think I
thing,
want to see
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I'm already
I'm
yeah.
a big fan of Megan Good, so I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be a little biased because I'm gonna stand with her. I'm on her side all the way
yeah,
because
I
I've been
agree
a
with
big
that,
fan of hers all
and
ever
because
since
she
I was
does
a
look like she
kid.
was really hurt by the whole thing. She
Yeah,
does. She
she looks
seriously,
like she's
she
hurt.
genuinely feel like this was like out of just like a, you know how like was like a quarterback hitting you and you ain't see him coming.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's like it could have it could have been it may have been that it was leading up to that, but
Mhm.
you're a man of God. You're going to be counseling marriages all the time. How come you couldn't do the same thing with your own marriage? How come
Right.
you couldn't say, okay, we need to talk it out. If we need to get a counselor, if we need to speak to our bishop or whoever concerning our issues in this marriage, because we did say God told us, put us
Put us
together.
together. That's
So
right.
you putting a blemish on Christianity when you said this is what God said, then you, the man of God, change it and say you filing for divorce. So you have to be careful with that because you putting Christianity on right there on Front Street.
And
So
not
let me
only
say
that, they got a book out. I'm sorry, but they
No, go
got a
ahead.
book out. Okay, so with the book, they set themselves up, honestly. They set themselves up for people thinking they're the perfect couple, you
mm-hmm.
know? So
for some coins, though, at the end of the day.
yeah. And that thing about, okay, so they both went without having sex for all of those months and stuff before they got married. Shoot, I'm gonna test the bike out before I go and jump in any brooms. I'm sorry. Maybe his broom wasn't good or something. I
Oh
don't know.
Lord.
Well, I don't know if he's sitting up there with them fake tears. Maybe
Hey,
not.
honey. Yeah, hold it. He took
I
the
just think
camera.
that I think that they I think that the pressure probably came from people, and it might have been from his ministry, from his church,
Well,
because they
yeah.
did say a few times on social media that she wasn't even coming to church often
Because she
with him
felt attacked all the time.
because she was feeling some kind of way with some of the
Uncomfortable.
members at the church.
Mhm.
So you know, she didn't. She was like she felt like she had no help. It's like, okay, you was supporting me because I saw him one time and did the social media thing, and he was saying, y'all ain't gonna come at her like that. Y'all ain't gonna come at
Right, I
her like
seen
that.
that
So okay, then why don't you say that this time? You're not
at
gonna
the
come at
church.
her like that.
Right,
This is what God put together. Ain't nobody gonna take us apart. But he
right,
didn't do that, and so
right.
I think that's the hurt. Because when I saw her picture the other
Mhm,
day, and I said, you can see she's hurt. She is
mhm.
truly hurt. She's
Heard.
she's trying to keep a good face about it, but she is truly
Uh-huh.
hurt
Okay.
because
I
I believe she
Y'all
something.
let
believes
him
she
lose
found her
it.
soulmate.
Michael wanted to get a word in edgewise.
Oh,
Go
y'all,
ahead, Michael.
y'all tapping me in now. Y'all tapping me in now. When do I get in? When do I get in? When do I get in?
Go
Like
ahead. You
Duff
better go
Dutch.
on before
No,
somebody else start talking.
I've always thought Megan
You done
Good
froze
was
up
dope.
again. Oh,
What's that? No,
Oh, yeah.
I've always thought Megan Good was off the chain. I mean, her acting, I mean, she's absolutely, stunning, riveting in a word. And this is what I'm saying. Although there are two sides to every story,
Yes.
mhm.
they still couples in Hollywood pimp themselves out. And sometimes they don't even realize they're pimping themselves out.
They
So
should.
y'all came up 25 million, but now y'all separate. Now y'all ain't together no more. So
Mhm.
that's and that's the thing. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna be very honest with you. This is the other Mike with me. I don't know how you could be married to Megan Good and serve her with divorce papers.
Well, that's
Outside
just
of
like Holly Berry.
that's outside of
Yeah.
infidelity.
Yeah, that's just like Holly Berry. How do you?
Well, see, no, they said Halle Berry was crazy.
Well, if you've been married
And
for a time,
that came from several different ones that she had been married to. They said she was straight crazy. That's what
look,
I had heard
if
more
you've
than
been
once.
married, if you've been married 4 times, on that third time, you might want to say, it may be me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It may be me. I don't know. Daryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So,
But okay, so my question to you all, I'm not sure who all is married and who's not married. Okay, so I'm married. Okay, so if my
me
husband
too.
was a pastor, I'm gonna be honest. If my husband was a pastor, I wouldn't have
Mine
married him.
is.
First of all, I'm sorry. That's my true answer. I wouldn't have married him to begin with. Because I'm not gonna, first of all, I'm not gonna let nobody tell me how I can dress. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear. If I want to put on me some coochie cutters, I'm gonna put them on, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me
And you
about
want
it.
to push your boobies up, you can do that,
Yeah, and
girl.
if I want to push my boobies up, because I do some crazy stuff, people. So because I do some crazy stuff, I'm
What
gonna
now?
wear what I want to wear.
But now let me ask you this. Now, what
Mhm.
if you weren't, what if you married your husband, but he wasn't a preacher before you married him? And now he is. He was called and you was already married to him. What you gonna do then?
I'm gonna
Because
divorce
I
him.
because I'm married. My husband
You ain't
is
gonna divorce him.
he's not a
You
pastor,
ain't gonna divorce
he's a
him.
preacher.
You
But
ain't gonna divorce him. Because
he
9
was
times out of
You
10,
ain't
if
gonna
he
divorce
got
him.
called, you gonna get called too.
right,
You his ride or die.
Yeah.
Y'all be doing a
Y'all
lot of
right,
the
riding.
one.
exactly.
And
If
I
I
ain't
could ride
married,
on the
but I'm
back of the
just,
if I could ride on the back of his motorcycle like on Purple Rain, then I'll stick it out. I
No,
think I can stick
you
it
ain't
out.
going
And I
nowhere.
think too, a lot of people have a big misconception about people that are Christians, and when they get married, they still do all the same stuff. They just don't drink, smoke, and put it all on Front Street. You don't know what they do behind closed
Yeah,
doors. I'm
that's
pretty
very
sure
true.
they don't just sit on the couch and look at each other for years
Count
and years
rabbits.
and years.
How you
Okay,
Count
doing,
rabbits.
honey?
Oh,
so
I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm sorry, Pillar, if I messed your name up. But that's one of my things that my people was just telling me about. I mess
yeah, she
everybody's
gonna
name
jack your
up. I'm
name up now.
sorry. That's that's just me. I'm sorry. I jack everybody's name up. I get my name jacked up too. They call me Lauren, and my name is Laura. They call me Laura, and my name is Laura. They call me everything except for Laura.
Yeah,
Okay.
she called me Shawnita, and I'm Shawnita.
All right, guys. So y'all know we need to move along there, but that's a good question to ask yourself. So Margaret, let's get our guests on out here. Let's bring them on out. I know he ready. He ready. He juicy ready. So, Margaret,
What am I doing? I forgot.
no further ado. Okay, okay. Before we So now we're gonna bring out our guest, which is Frederick Batty.
Beatty.
Betty,
Beat
Betty.
Betty, Betty.
Beat.
Betty.
All right,
Y'all,
Mister.
y'all just mispronounced my name so
I
wrong.
know, I know. I told you. What did I just say? Did you
But now
not
we can
hear
hear
what I
you.
just said? I said that I mess people names up. That's what I do.
Mm, mm,
All
mm,
All
right.
right.
mm.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Give them your correct name and your birth name and everything the way you want it to be pronounced. And
She
because I'm gonna
said birth
still mess
name.
it
Oh
up.
my God.
Mhm. Give it to him,
Yes,
Well,
Lord. Yes, Lord.
baby.
well, out of four of y'all, one of y'all pronounced it correctly. Is
Beatty.
Beatty.
I
That was
said that
me.
I said that earlier, but
Winner,
I
winner,
just
chicken
changed it.
dinner.
Yeah,
Winner, winner, chicken
I
dinner.
said it
Ain't
correct
Versus
earlier though. Really, honestly, I said it correct earlier, but I just messed it up just now because I was thinking too hard.
take off that hat.
Look, I'm here in Chicago. It's cold up here, baby.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
So it's then froze my little brain up. So
Mm.
introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and countrymen, my name is Frederick Beaty. I am a author. I am a podcaster. I am an advocate for domestic violence, social injustice, and human trafficking, amongst those things. There's some other things I have my hands in, but I don't talk about those too much.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
sounds good. I seen that you was a veteran, a Navy veteran.
Yes, ma'am.
That's
3 whole years.
Oh, okay. My brother served in the Navy.
Oh yeah. Where was you
Yeah,
stationed at?
I don't know.
One place was Guam.
Guam. Okay, yeah. I knew it was some.
Haven't been there.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he was in Guam. I remember because that's right. He brought us a turtle skin back,
Shell.
turtle shell back. Yeah, he
I was
brought
about to
that
say
back, and he had a
turtles have
nice look.
turtle skin. Okay.
I mean, a shell. You know what I
I
mean?
got you. Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
That sounds like
hey,
pork skins.
I mean,
Oh, did you notice something? Everybody got on glasses. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
we
it
all
earlier.
blind.
Yeah, but
We all fly in here.
yeah, we that makes us smart, y'all.
I don't know about that one, but
And there's 10 of us here, all before I.
well,
So how
Well,
long
you know
have you
what?
been
That makes
writing?
what? That's 16, 18. Wait. 8, 16.
So how long have you been writing,
sure they
Frederick?
count.
Because
So
I
how
said
how
4 eyes.
okay. So how long have you been writing?
Oh man, jeez.
Today?
Since I
That
was like 10
long?
years old,
Oh,
Since you was
wow.
15?
10.
10,
10?
10.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's a long
That's
time.
that's a long time. How many books have you published so far?
5,
Five five books?
two anthologies, and 3 books that I personally written and published.
Oh, okay. So you're really smart then, huh? You
No,
kind of smart, huh?
no,
You kind of smart, just a
no,
little. Oh,
no,
okay. Okay. Anybody
not at
else
all.
got a question for?
so
So,
I'll jump in. I'll jump in. So you got you podcast, you
Mm-hmm,
blog, you're on Trailblazers Radio, and you're
mm-hmm,
an author.
mm-hmm.
My question on that is, when do you sleep?
That's a
That's
good
a
one.
lot, man. That's a
That is.
lot. When do
It's
you sleep?
I get my 8 hours. I do get my 8 hours.
Somewhere. You probably break it up here and again, but that's a
It's
lot.
all about balance. It's all about
Right,
balance.
right.
You have to find balance between all of that. I don't write as often as I used to when I first started. So and the only reason I don't write as much as I do is because of my podcast just started jumping off, and I had to put more energy into that, as well as make sure that the 2 hosts that I have are make sure that they're straight, but also make sure that we're moving along in the direction that we need to move into. So it's a balance.
Okay.
I have a
that sounds
question for you.
Okay. Go ahead.
Um, what made you get into writing?
Oh gosh, it was.
What was the inspiration behind it?
You know
Because
what?
you say you started at 10.
It's a good thing you asked that question, because my influence is from a very unconventional source, and that's come from comic books.
Mm.
And the
Okay.
reason I say that is because I read comic books since I was a child,
Mhm.
and as I gotten into an adult, I read them even more, but then had better understanding of how they were written and why they're written. So my influences come from writers like Stan Lee, um, Frank
Mhm.
Miller, Alan Moore, Neil Gaiman,
Okay.
Brian Michael Bendis, Grant Morrison. And the reason that I say comic books is because these I've watched, well, I won't say watched, I've read comic books to where they've taken an established character such as
And told
Batman
the
or
story.
Wolverine or the X-Men, for example, and they weave these tales that allow readers to humanize with these characters. And
Mhm.
that's what I want to do when I started writing. I want to write about characters that people could empathize with and give them human qualities that people could either cheer for them or they could jeer them. And when I read comic books, and when I read a little bit more about each one of these writers, wanted to learn a little bit more about their processes and how they developed their characters, and how they took established canon and made it their own. So that's where my inspiration came from.
Yes.
One of the readers, one of the people on the live said, "What is your latest book about, and under what gender is it listed?"
Oh
Genre.
man.
Gender. I'm sorry, gender.
So my latest release, that release actually Monday. It is a book of poetry
Oh.
called Tapestry: The Interwoven Soul. So
Hmm.
it is about pretty much me in a nutshell. I made myself extremely vulnerable about my experiences growing up, how I dealt with fatherhood, um,
Mhm.
how I dealt with loss, how I dealt with marriage and divorce, um, how I see myself now as opposed to how I saw myself as a child. It's it's a very, very deep dive into me personally.
Okay. So I
Would
have
you
a question. I have a question. Okay, so you mentioned about divorce just a minute ago. So I
Hmm.
know you heard our hot topic of the day. We were talking about the Megan Good and Devon Franklin situation. So, what is your opinion on that? What do you think?
Oof. I
Coming from that kind
mean,
of situation, it sounds like that you've been through something, where you've been divorced. So, you
I
know,
mean, it's I don't know. I mean, honestly speaking, because everybody's situation is different,
Different. Yeah.
mhm,
and
okay,
because I divorced my spouse under the circumstances of why that I divorced her from, and to be transparent with folks, and just it was irreconcilable differences.
okay, okay.
But I don't know.
Mm.
Like I said, it seemed like she was blindsided by it,
She was.
and
She was.
But she loved him though. You could tell she honestly loved the
Yeah.
man.
That's what I.
of
That's
course,
and that's
You
what I
can,
see. That's why
yeah, you can
you
honestly
you can
tell
see that she
she
that's
loved
not
him.
what she wanted.
nah.
Hmm.
But now she has to go through this painful, this
Humiliation.
long, this arduous process
Yep.
that's gonna leave more battle scars,
Yeah.
and now that's
Hmm.
probably gonna leave her with an opinion
Yeah.
or or a negative thought process,
Yeah.
and that's
Hmm.
something that they both have to work through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because she abstained because she was trying to wait for the right person, and she thought that was the right person. And I still believe she believed that that's the right person. He just
Exactly.
have issues that he need to work out for why he filed for divorce. And
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
One young ladies asked, "Where did you grow up, and did you have life difficulties or experiences that you have added or used in your writings?"
Oh man. So to answer that question,
Mm-hmm.
yes. So I grew up. I'm a native of Atlanta, Georgia. Grew up in Decatur, Georgia. So Decatur wears greater. But
Mm-hmm.
my life experiences were quite a few, and I mentioned those earlier. Um, the first two books that I wrote were one of them was about domestic violence, and my it was loosely based upon my own personal experience with that. The other book that I wrote was loosely based upon my mental health journey, dealing with loss, a couple of suicide attempts, finally being, having the diagnosis that I have, which is PTSD, depression, and anxiety.
Mhm.
So I talked about I didn't talk about my personal mental health journey in that, but I wrote to characters that who were dealing with those things, and those are a lot of my life experiences. Dealing with the the object the abject fear of failing as a father, failing as a husband,
Mm-hmm.
um, dealing with all those things. So yeah, a lot of my life experiences bleed into the words that I write, and they also permeate into the books that I write.
So that's like a perfect transition. Let me jump in here really quick. So I think you said your latest project that's going to be coming out is a book of poetry. And did you say it was about you, your life, pretty much?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So my question is, how therapeutic is that for you at this stage in your life?
Right. Yeah, that's a good question.
Very, because it allowed me to get off all those negative emotions that I was feeling towards particular situations. For example, me dealing with the failed father concept. I if I didn't write about it, I would have never been able to get it off my chest. Also dealing with the loss of a child. If I didn't write about it, I wouldn't be able to be in the place that I am currently, which is at peace with it.
So
If
like
I
I've,
didn't
I've
write
heard
about
people.
if I didn't write about any of those things, I wouldn't have been in that mode to where I currently am now, which is in a much more calmer, much more peaceful sense, or should I say state.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So I've heard people say that, on that same concept and that such. I've heard people say, well, it didn't come reality for me until I audibly said it and it went into my ears. Is that how words work for you? You
Not
actually can read
always,
it. Okay.
not always, because it's not always something that I hear. It could be something that I see, or it could
Okay.
be something that I think.
All right.
Well, one of
I
the
got
young ladies said, she said, "Wow, I'm glad you are striving and making it through. I am sorry for your losses. Did your PTSD develop from being in the military or life experiences?"
Funny she asked that question
Great
because
question.
my 3 years in the military, I served during Desert Storm,
Mhm.
but I was never in a theater of conflict.
Okay.
However, my PTSD developed, I would say maybe 6 months after my son passed.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So, and that's still kind of the thing I'm trying to understand it a little bit better. Doing a lot of research on that, trying to understand, how I can manage it, and also how I can allow myself to not be triggered by certain things.
Mhm.
I got a question too. What made you feel comfortable enough to even decide to put this type of information out, whether it's loosely based on, moments in your life or just you kind of just letting it out, but that's still a moment of vulnerability. So what made you feel comfortable with even allowing yourself to feel in those moments to write a book about?
Hmm. You know what? Because I felt that my if I wrote this story, or if I write these stories, somebody's going to be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be able to take that, disseminate the lessons from it, and apply it to their own life,
Yep.
whether and to use that to evoke change.
Yep.
Even
Mm-hmm.
if someone read it, they were intrigued by it, they enjoyed it, and if they pass it on to somebody, then the object is to the objective is to, I won't say force change, but to get people to think about change.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing because some people don't recognize their own thoughts or processes to even allow that change to occur.
Another person said, Ursula said, so proud of you, fam. You've been through a lot, but you still standing. Another one said, would you say that writing is now a part of your personal therapy then? And how has it helped you?
Oh yeah, it is most definitely a part of my personal therapy. It is something that I look forward to toward the end of my workday, and it helps me because it allows me to get my thoughts out on paper or on a screen,
Right.
and it allows me to say things that I probably would not normally say
Mhm.
under certain circumstances. So it does, so it helps, and it's very therapeutic. And once I write those 2-3 pages, you know, whatever I'm feeling is gone. Whatever nervousness or negative emotions or anger or whatever, that's gone.
Gone. Yeah.
Then I can move on to the next subject or the next thing.
So
That's
it's like
awesome.
releasing it on
On
paper.
paper. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, do you find yourself, once you write something, how often do you go back, if at all, and read that stuff? I mean, not stuff, but you know what I mean. Read what you wrote.
You know what, I read everything that I write at least 2 to 3 or 4, 2, 3, maybe 4 times.
Lord.
um I went back to read blogs I wrote like 5 years ago, and
Hmm.
I'm still amazed about how I wrote it, or how I worded it. So I do
Mhm.
go back to read the things that I
Yeah.
write, just to kind of see the progression I made from that point to where I am now.
Okay.
Right.
You was your child young when he or she passed? Was it a
He.
he or she?
It was a
He
he.
Oh, okay.
he 23, shot and killed by a police officer.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Wow.
It's almost like
Yeah.
a black mantra. Every time I look around, we losing black men to gun violence from
Right.
the police officers, and not all of them are bad. It's just that some of them don't value our life like they should.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm so that's why I'm so adamant about that. About social injustice, domestic violence, um, human trafficking, and things of that nature. I'm so adamant about those subjects because those are things that directly affect us as a people.
Right.
One of the things we don't know, out of all three things, two of those things we don't talk about: domestic violence and human and sex trafficking. We don't talk
No.
about either one of those subjects.
No.
Mhm. And it's happening every
And
day.
it's happening every
Yeah.
day and everywhere. And they are taking,
Mhm.
they're not specific to just taking little girls. They're taking little boys too. They're taking
Yeah.
babies or trying to, and things
Yeah.
like that. So,
And I was just the funny thing you talking about the sex trafficking. I was just telling my son. I told him that your spirit is so important about your spirit. Your spirit is so important. It plays
Mhm.
a major part. I was telling him about when his sister was young and had just had her, and I remember going into the grocery store. I had just came out of the currency exchange, and I had her like on my arm, and some lady was in the parking lot, and after I got in the car, I realized that it was a truck at the end of the thing waiting with her for her. So I
Mhm.
was telling my son, I said, she walked up to me, and then I told her, I told her, I said, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus Christ with authority.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
when I said that, the lady stopped in her track. She looked at me and she said, you said the right thing. And next thing I know, she walked away. She walked away. It was so crazy. And I said, when I was telling my son was like, he said, for real, Mom? I said, for real. Because you know what I did? I called on God right then and there on the spot.
Mhm.
And so when I called on him and I said it with authority, she walked away. But I seen her going towards this van. There's somebody in the van waiting. So I,
Mhm.
I think what her goal was to do just that. She was
Oh
Take
yeah.
planning
that
on
baby.
taking my
Mhm.
baby.
And
Mhm.
it was almost like, I wasn't there, but I just was kind of imagining that, Laura. It was almost like she didn't want to do it,
Right.
but she had been employed to do
Boy,
it.
to do it. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
Mhm.
that's how I feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
that
what I
happened.
believe too. I
That
believe that
is.
too. Yeah. And so what happens is we don't as people we don't look at that. They don't really people just think
Nope.
that, oh, you're just talking about it. It's not it doesn't really happen because it hasn't happened to you.
Happened a lot.
So because it hasn't happened to you, right on it's a different thing. People think differently. They like it's just oh, I only seen it on TV, it doesn't really happen, but
Mhm.
it does.
Mhm.
It was some two young ladies from here in Chicago, the Bradley girls. Everybody probably know of them, but it was the Bradley girls. They were in the news, and people never said anything else about what happened to them young ladies. And we never
Mhm.
know what happened with them. They just forgot all about them. And it happens to our people all the time.
Mhm. Yeah. And it's just like you really in this day and time, you have to watch your surroundings, even in the grocery store, because you could be walking around in the grocery store, especially if you got kids, and somebody could be literally following you. And if you ain't paying attention,
Yeah. Yeah.
they waiting for you to take your eyes off your kids for 1 minute
Right.
Yeah.
so they can snatch them and
Right.
run. And that's why
Yeah.
you have to constantly be vigilant, paying attention to everything. Because I had a coworker of mine, her daughter was in college at the time. No, she was getting ready to go into college. And her daughter called her mom and she said, Mom, this man is following me. And she was in Walmart. She was following me. She said, this man, she said, I believe this man is following me. She said, well, how do you know? She said, because it seems like almost every aisle I go into, he pop up in.
Yeah.
So she said, she told her, before you go out back to your car, she said, get a security or one of the employees to walk you to your car. And she said, okay. And she said, sure enough, when she was leaving out, that same person was coming out right behind her.
I'm
And so she
gonna
had
take
to
one more question off of here because we're gonna have to cut it down. We're
wrap
gonna
it
have to
up.
wrap it up. Lisa asked, have you had or witnessed any examples of human trafficking, and what are your views and or on how to get up under it? Black folks need to stay
I
away
haven't
from
witnessed anything that.
Walmart. She
I
said
haven't
black
witnessed anything.
folks need to stay away from Walmart. You
I
say you
haven't
haven't?
witnessed anything like that
Uh-huh.
personally,
Okay.
but the one thing I can say, if you feel you're being followed, let someone know that you're being followed. Have someone escort you back to your car, back to your vehicle, or wherever you're going. The one thing I will advocate for women especially is taking self-defense classes, learning how to use a weapon, whether it's a knife, whether it's a baton, or whether it's a firearm,
Or your keys.
or your keys. The one thing that I'm dating someone right now, and I bought her a couple of knives to defend herself, and I said, be proficient with it, learn how to use it. It's for one thing is the other thing is teach situational awareness.
Right.
Be aware of your surroundings. Always look around, scan, look at what's going on. Take in your surroundings, see where you are. So, and if you are taken, kind of see where you are. Get your bearings about you. If it's possible to escape, then do that and go to the authorities. I can't stress situational awareness enough.
Right.
I can't stress self-defense enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually have necklaces now where if you feel like you're in one of those situations,
you just
you just press it and it'll share your location to the authorities, your parents, and
Your watch does the same thing. If you have an iWatch, one of those Apple watches, it does the same thing. You can use that too as well. So Monique said to tell you, hey Nita Boo, you too cute. Auntie Monique loves you. But yeah, great conversation, guys. And we thank you, Frederick, for coming on to the show today.
I enjoyed it.
We would like to have you to come back and do a part 2 if you like. That would be good.
I would be honored.
Yeah. What y'all think, y'all?
I
Okay?
think so. I think so.
I think
so, because the subjects were great, and especially with what's going on in the world right now.
Right.
Yeah.
People need to be aware.
Yeah, but just make people aware and spread that awareness.
Exactly. And if y'all don't mind, I would love to share a piece when the next time I come on.
Okay. And would you share with people where they can find your books?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll say all 5 of my books, Broken Chains, Road Less Traveled, Tapestry, The Interwoven Soul, Domestic Violence, Stories of Survivors, Love as a Battlefield, and Suicide, Road to Freedom. All those books are on Amazon. You can find those books on Amazon.
Mhm.
The
You
first
got
two
your
books that I've written.
you had your link completely, your link to your
Mm, I can share that with. I
Amazon.
can share that with you guys.
Okay.
So I was on Amazon earlier and I saw like I think all of your books.
Yeah, I saw Broken Chains.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
Mhm.
saw
right
about
here.
4 books. I saw
Okay.
about 4
Yeah.
books.
Oh
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, you might not have to share all that, but you
Yeah.
could share your website. I mean, your information where they can find you if they want to follow you on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube or
Oh man.
wherever.
So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at my personal page at Mr. _Beatty. Or if you want to follow our platforms page, that's going to be Trailblazers Radio, and that's with a Z.
Mhm.
We're also on Facebook. And if you guys want to follow me personally, you can follow me at Fredrick Beaty on Facebook. We also have a YouTube channel to where we upload our shows as they're live as they're live. So you
Mhm.
guys can comment on those shows. We also broadcast to Facebook, and that's pretty much where you can find us if you guys want to contact with us. If anyone's interested in coming on to our platform, they can hit me up via email at trailblazersradio at
Mhm.
gmail.com.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I
Thank you,
got a
Lisa,
word.
for sharing his website for his Instagram page for us. She shared it on there, so that's good. Thank you, Lisa.
I got
And
one last. Can I ask one quick question?
you got okay. Go ahead, but you got to
What
make it
kind of
quick.
what kind of mic are you using, man? I love it.
This is a PreSonus PD70.
Pre what is it called? Pre-shine
PreSonus PD70.
PD70. All right, sounds good, man.
It's
Thank
supposed to be
you.
it's the cheap version of the Shure SM7
Okay.
Okay.
and much
Okay,
better.
so now, and as for all of you guys that are watching the show, please follow us on Instagram at Inspirational Talks with Laura with _Simmons. I'm gonna say that again. Instagram is Inspirational Talk with L_Simmons. And you can also follow me on YouTube, which is Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons and Friends. Okay. And Margaret Green, did you want to share your website or Facebook page where they can reach you and or if
They
they
can
want to
find me on
follow?
Facebook under Margaret Harris Green.
Okay. Shawnita B. Shawnita J. I'm sorry.
You can find me on social media on Instagram. My business page is Sensual Sauce and Scents. And my regular page is, well, anyway, you can find me on Facebook as Shawnita J. Montgomery.
Okay, Michael.
All right. My business page, both Facebook and Instagram, are both kind of going through a transition right now. But as far as my personal page, I'm just Michael Hurt on Facebook.
Okay, so you want them to follow you on there. So make sure
Yeah.
y'all follow me also on Facebook. It's also Inspirational Talks with Laura Simmons on Facebook too, guys. So we had a great show. We really enjoyed everybody. We're gonna give you guys a little something before we sign off. And this is for you today. We appreciate and we understand that you couldn't make it in, so this is for you, baby. Make sure y'all go out and purchase the girl's book. Let me tell you about those other fools by
Oh,
Blue
wow.
Lewis. All right, go out
Yes.
and support us. And also,
Great
people,
book.
yes, also, people, I want to say to you, we want to thank our sponsors for today. Um, we had sensational
Central
salt
Soul.
and
Sensational,
scents.
sensual salts and
Salt and
scents.
scents. Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's put that up there on the screen for y'all. And we want to also thank the mother-daughter team for also. All right.
All
Those were
right.
our two sponsors for today. So we truly appreciate everyone that came on and checked us out today. We want to tell you guys we love you and hope to see you next week, where our guest is, we have a fashion designer in the building for next week. So, and we will get back with you, Frederick, to schedule a second part because we really want to talk more about the different things that we were talking about today. I thought were very interesting. Um, so yes. Okay. Anybody else
No
have
doubt.
anything they want to say before we get out of here?
No, we're all good.
If y'all want to make a donation, y'all can cash app. Okay, people.
All right.
And if you're looking to buy some real estate, whether you want to look for a vacation home or to relocate, hit me up, Margaret Harris Green on Facebook, right here in South Carolina.
All right. All right, people. We want to thank you guys for coming out and seeing us and talking to us and all that good stuff. So we're gonna end the show. Wait a minute. Let's end it, babies. Grandma Lala said she coming to visit y'all next time, y'all. Okay. Y'all get ready for it because she ain't.
Grandma
told me
Lala's coming out now.
She told me to tell y'all that she coming though. She said y'all might not know it yet, but she coming. She coming to visit y'all.
Right.
Okay. Okay, people.
All
All
right.
right. We love y'all and we appreciate you all.
All right.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right.
Thank you, y'all guys.
Appreciate it, man.
It was a
Appreciate you.
pleasure.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.